Hi, everyone, and welcome to Spanish 211 here at Milligan University. My name is Matthew Harrison, and I'm excited to be your instructor for this semester. Spanish 211 is Intermediate Spanish 1. We also could probably call it Spanish 3. This is probably your third Spanish course. This is the 100% online section of Spanish 211, so there are no required meetings for this course. That includes both virtual meetings and face-to-face meetings. There are no required meetings whatsoever. However, I do include weekly YouTube videos such as these that you can watch to help prepare you for the upcoming week and um, make you feel prepared. That being said, I do try to simulate as much of an in-person learning experience as possible for you, just because I know that you are totally online and learning a foreign language is hard. So I'm here to help you with whatever you need at any time. You can always reach me via email. My email address is mtharrison@milligan.edu, and that is my preferred method of communication. I do generally respond always within 24 hours or less. I put 24 to 48 on here just because sometimes the weekend creeps in there and I may be a little slower to answer emails on the weekend. However, especially during the week, I always have my phone in my hand and you'll usually always get a response within 24 hours or less. In the event that you do have an emergency, I did give you my cell phone number, but I do ask that, if you just have a question about an assignment or something like that, please do email me. But if you have an emergency or something, you can always call. Okay, so Spanish 211 is one of our more advanced courses. You're going to learn basically all the rest of the grammar that you did not learn in your earlier courses. We kind of wrap up the study of grammar here. We discuss the future tense, all the perfect tenses, the subjunctive mood, lots of different things. So my goal for this course for you is that at the end of this course, you've improved your speaking skills, your writing skills, your listening skills, and your reading skills in Spanish. That is my goal for you. Students always ask, well, how much time do you recommend that I should devote to this course? And that's sort of a hard question because every student is so unique. I would say somewhere between 6 and 12 hours. If you're a student who you pick things up really quickly and you maybe don't have to study as much, you can probably do it in 6 hours a week. But if you're the kind of student that you require, extra practice and extra time, and you really have to study, I would say 12 hours a week. So maybe you'll find yourself somewhere in the middle in there too. But that just gives you a general ballpark amount of time that you might have to anticipate to spend. The textbook that we're going to be using for this course is Exploraciones. This is the same book that you used back in Spanish 1 and 2. I've included the ISBN number for you here and also the course key. I also included a direct link to purchase. If you already purchased the Cengage Unlimited package back in Spanish 1 and 2, you probably already have this, and all you're going to have to do is add our course key. But if for some reason you're new to Milligan or you maybe just haven't purchased yet or whatever, this is how you do that. But I would say most of you guys already have access to the book. Some other required things, I do ask that you have reliable online internet. Wow, in a totally online class, right? Hard to believe. But obviously, given that we are going to be totally 100% online, it's very important that you have reliable internet. It's also important that you have reliable video and audio recording capabilities. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying you have to go out and buy a fancy webcam for this course or anything like that, but there will be activities this semester where you have to record yourself speaking in Spanish. And some of those activities will take place where you record your face, some is just your voice, and some is both. So you want to make sure that you have the ability to record both your face and your voice if necessary. And then finally, you want to make sure that your device is up to date enough to use Zoom. As I said before, we will Zoom if you have questions about anything. I'm happy to Zoom with you really quick. We just email and set up a time and we can get on there and talk about any activity you're struggling with or anything you may be experiencing. We'll also use Zoom for your oral interview at the end of the semester, so that's very important. As far as how you're graded, you can see you have a variety of activities here in the course, and I'm going to talk about these in detail in just a moment for you. The grading scale is also listed for you here as well. As far as our activities for the course, you will have, I'm sure you're very familiar with MindTap. MindTap is the system that Milligan requires that we use for all of our assignments. So you'll have lots of homework assigned in MindTap for each chapter, and some of the assignments are automatically graded and will give you feedback immediately. Others are assignments that I have to grade, and I I always hated those professors in college that never graded anything till the end. So I really try to grade everything for you the same week you turn it in. You'll have everything back within 1 week or less with feedback. Um, that being said, the MindTap activities have unlimited attempts, so you can do them as many times as you need to until you get a grade that you're satisfied with. And as I said, MindTap is not perfect. I'm sure you already know this, given that you've used it for Spanish 1 and 2. But sometimes there are times when it wants something really specific, like it wants you to put a period, or it wants you to capitalize, or it wants an accent, or whatever. So if you are struggling with one, please take a screenshot of it and email it to me, and we will talk about it and make sure you feel good about it. Okay, so don't stress, don't do it 10,000 times. Do it a few times until you're like, man, I just can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. Shoot me an email with a screenshot. Please include a screenshot, and I will reply back and just tell you what you're doing wrong or help you with it or whatever you need. Okay, so I strongly recommend you do not wait until Sunday to start all of your assignments. The way our course is structured, the week always opens on Monday and closes on the following Sunday at 11:59. If you wait until Sunday to do everything, you are not going to do well. Studies have shown that by virtue of learning a language, it helps to space it out. So I recommend doing a little bit each day. Do a few activities here, a few activities there. By the time you get to the end, it won't be as overwhelming. So that also helps if you do have a question about an assignment. If you start your homework on Monday and you have a question, you email me and we have to go back and forth with emails and talk about it or whatever. We have to schedule a Zoom meeting. It's going to help if you do that early as opposed to Sunday night. If you wait until 10 o'clock to start your assignments, there's not a lot that I can do to help you if you're in that situation. So please do start earlier. You also have chapter quizzes for each chapter in MindTap, and the way that MindTap works, it gives you multiple quizzes for each chapter. So for example, every chapter has 2 components of vocabulary. I would say like part A and part B. So it's going to give you a quiz for vocab 1 and a quiz for vocab 2. And then for every grammar structure that you have, a total of 4 in each chapter, you have a quiz for each one of those. So that sounds like a lot, but those quizzes are going to be averaged together to give you 1 grade. And I will put that 1 grade in the Canvas gradebook for you. So don't freak out if you see like 6 quizzes in MindTap, because they are very short and they'll go quickly, and I will average your grade together for all of those. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. You also have an exam for each chapter in this course as well. And my favorite part of your course is I've included some Flipgrid discussions. I don't know if you've ever used Flipgrid before, but it's like my favorite thing in the whole world. And Flipgrid, we're going to use as a way for you to practice for your oral interview. So if you've never used Flipgrid, there's a mobile app that is free. So if you have a smartphone, just go ahead now and download Flipgrid on your phone, and it will make recording those videos for the chapters a lot easier. So the way I've designed this is as I said, you have an oral interview at the end of the class, and that oral interview has a series of questions that are all in Spanish. It'll last about 10 minutes, and it will cover questions from all of the chapters that we've covered. So I know as a student, for me, that would be like super intimidating, like, oh my gosh, that's a lot, So what I've done, I've taken the questions that you are going to see in the oral interview, and I have backwardly integrated those questions into these Flipgrid discussions. So the Flipgrids are a completion grade. Every week, you just have to do them, and I will give you a 100 if you did it, a 0 if you didn't do it, and I will reply to your video and tell you what you pronounced correctly, what you mispronounced. If you've have the word order backwards or something, I will reply and tell you that. So it's there just to help you get ready for the oral interview, essentially. So my goal is that if you've done all the Flipgrids and you save your questions, you can study those for the oral interview to do well. So that is the goal. You also have some compositions for this course, and compositions, we call them in some courses. Other courses, they call them journals. It just depends on your professor, but basically, I ask that all of your compositions be at least 250 words in length. That's about 1 page. Please double space them. That just helps my little eyes here. And please make sure they're grammatically correct with accents and all that good stuff. I do want to specify that the use of Google Translate is absolutely in no way ever acceptable in this course. Ever, ever, ever. Please do not use Google Translate. It is my biggest pet peeve in the whole world. I can take a look at one paper, one sentence, and tell you if someone has used Google Translate. and it makes me explode. Okay, so please do not use Google Translate. I would rather you write the absolute worst paper you've ever seen in your life in the most broken Spanish ever than use Google Translate, and I promise you will get a much better grade by doing so. That being said, to help you with these compositions, like I said, I try to be very flexible and as helpful as I can be. Um, I will allow you to email me your composition once you've written it for free non-graded feedback. And what I mean by that is you can email me a draft of your composition. I will look over it, I will make corrections, I will write you some comments, and I will send it back to you via email. And you can make your corrections, and then you turn it in on Canvas in the Dropbox for your real grade. Now I want to be clear, if you want ungraded feedback, you're going to email that to me. If you're ready and you're done with it and you're ready to turn it in, you're going to turn the real one in Canvas in the Dropbox. So don't get those confused, okay? And then our final little interview, I already told you about that. It's going to take place on Saturday, November the 21st, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. And I've given you this Google Doc here, and if you click on it, it actually takes you to a schedule. And I just want you to go ahead and mark your calendar for that day. Go ahead and mark Saturday, November the 21st. Don't plan anything for your time. If you need to ask off, whatever, go ahead and do that. But go ahead and select your time and just put your name and your phone number in case I have any kind of technical issue and I need to call you. I'll share a Zoom link with you as it gets closer to time, but somewhere between 9 and 2:30 that day, please go ahead and schedule to have your oral interview with me, and we'll do that. You'll have a final exam at the end of the course. Unlike your other exams and your quizzes, which are all in MindTap, your final exam will be administered on Canvas. It will not be administered in MindTap. It's the only one that's not in MindTap. Okay. And then at the end of the semester, you also have some cultural presentations you're going to do. And I've already gone ahead and put you in small groups. If you click on this link here, it tells you who is in your group from our course, and it tells you what country you're going to be doing. So you can see here, Corbin and Griffin are in a group, Sydney and Kaylee are in a group, so on and so forth. And then I told you, based on what group you're in, which country you're going to be studying. Okay, and there are directions for how to do those things right here. You can see all the directions for the project, and I'll be giving you more information as we get closer to time on that. Regarding late work, generally I do not accept late assignments, and that's just because in this class, everything is open for you on day one. You can work ahead if you want. So if you know that you're going to the beach over fall break, now I don't think you're going to be doing that this year since we're living in a pandemic, but if you know that you're going out of town or you've got sports planned or something, you have the ability to work ahead if you would like to do so. You're totally allowed to do that. That's not a problem. And that should allow you to avoid having to turn anything in late. Now, if you do, under very just extreme circumstances, have to turn something in late, I will accept late assignments, and I do remove these certain percentages for each day the assignment is late. But like I said, generally, I don't accept late work just because there's really no reason to do that whenever you have the ability to work ahead. So some things that I do not accept late are the final exam, the oral interview, and the cultural project presentation. None of those will be accepted late because they all occur in the last week of our course, right before grades are due. So make sure you know that. Okay, let's keep going. As I said, plagiarism, academic integrity, Google Translate is considered to be a form of plagiarism in this course. So if you use it, you will receive a grade of 0. You will have to go for academic counseling, and you will have to repeat this course. I am very serious about that. I do not like Google Translate. Please do not use it. Okay, if you have a disability and you need any kind of accommodation, please feel free to reach out to me about that. I'm happy to give you any accommodations that you need whatsoever. Just some other general advice for our course. Again, this is 100% online. There are no face-to-face meetings, whether virtually or online. But if you have a question, you can email me. Everything is listed for you on Canvas. I'm going to show you that in just a moment. And of course, we'll use MindTap and Flipgrid as well this semester. This is a course that is going to require your time. It's going to require you to actively participate and be involved in our class. So it's not just something, as I said before, you can't just log in on Sunday night and hope to get a good grade. If you start struggling with anything some of the content we cover in Spanish 3, there's a lot of hard grammar in here. So if there's something that you really have trouble with, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you with anything you need. As I said, we can Zoom one-on-one. We can email back and forth. Whatever you need, I will help you in any way I can. And as I said, you also have a YouTube video, kind of like this one, to watch every week that will help you explain the really difficult concepts and things. So um, every week you are going to do the same thing in this course. You're going to start by reading a couple of pages in the textbook. After you've read those pages, you can watch the YouTube video that I have created for you and study that content and feel good about it. And the cool thing about the videos is I've included little learning checks throughout them. So you can I'll ask you to pause your video and work out a problem, and then you can click play and have it worked out for you and see if you got it right or wrong. So most students tell me, even though the videos are kind of long, that when they watch them, they really feel good about it and they usually get straight A's. So strongly encourage that. So anyway, you're going to go through and read the chapter, watch the videos, and then do your MindTap assignments. And whatever MindTap that might be, that might just be homework in MindTap, it might be a quiz, it might be an exam. And then of course you have those weeks where your compositions and those Flipgrid videos are interspersed as well. I am a really big believer in following the course calendar. So I'm going to scroll down here for you. This is the course calendar we will use. I'm going to make this just a smidge bigger here. It tells you everything to do from day one all the way to the end. And as I said, I always hated those professors in college that surprised you at the last minute with something, or they never responded to emails. So I really strive to not be that person. I really strive to get back to you quickly. And if it is not on this course calendar, it is not happening in our course. Okay, I follow this religiously. So it tells you exactly what to do for our first week here. You can see you're supposed to watch this welcome video, read the syllabus. You can check those things off now if you're at this point in the video. I want you to place all the due dates from this calendar, everything for the whole semester all the way to the very end. I want you to go and put all these due dates on your calendar, whether that's your phone calendar, if you keep a paper calendar, whatever. Go ahead and write them all down because the due dates are not going to change. Get used to Canvas, get used to MindTap. You probably already are. Go ahead and read these pages in Chapter 10. You don't have to read the whole chapter, just those select pages that I've noted. And watch the Chapter 10 YouTube video once you've done that. Again, you don't have to watch the whole video at one time. You're only watching until the 33-minute, 33-second mark. Once you've done that, you can introduce yourself on Flipgrid, and you can go ahead and complete these activities for homework. All of that is due by Sunday, August 30th at 11:59 p.m. And it continues on all the way through the rest of the semester. It tells you exactly what to do. All these things are hyperlinked for your convenience, so you can just click on them. And it goes all the way through the very end of the semester. It tells you when you have a quiz, when you have an exam, when you have a speaking assessment. It's all listed for you. It tells you when to submit non-graded feedback via email for your composition. It tells you when to turn in the real composition. It tells you when your midterm is, when your final is. It reminds you to confirm the time you selected on your Google Doc and make sure you're still good with that time. It gives you the practice questions for the oral interview. Everything is here. Like I said, I try to be super organized just to help you and make your semester go better. The cultural presentations are on here. Everything is here all the way through the very end. So this is kind of our course in a nutshell. Really quickly, I do want to talk about Canvas with you. This is our Canvas site. I'll be uploading the syllabus up here in just a moment. For every chapter, let's say you get in there and you have read the chapter, you have watched my YouTube videos, which are also linked for you here, and you still have questions, you're still confused. These optional resources are here to help you. There are more detailed explanations, there's extra practice assignments, and I give you the answers for them as well. So you can practice until your little heart's content and you feel good about it. And as I said, we can always meet one-on-one to talk about any questions you have as well. But all those things are here for every chapter. You have my video, and then you have some optional resources to help you when and if you need those. At the very end down here, you have links to all the Flipgrids for the whole semester. You also have the prompts for the composition and the final drop box where you turn in the real one for a grade, information about your cultural presentations, information about your oral interviews, and a practice and real final exam. So those are all here for you and designed to help you. Let's talk about MindTap now. MindTap is organized for you on a week-by-week basis. All the activities are in here, so feel free to work ahead if you want to. When you click the little drop-down arrow, it tells you everything that is due for the entire week, all the way to the end. And I wanted to show you what I was talking about with the quizzes really quick. Okay, Here we go. So you can see this chapter, chapter 6, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quizzes. And that seems like a lot, but these will not take you very long to complete. They're very short. And whenever I enter your grade in Canvas, I'm going to call it Chapter 10 Quizzes. And I'm going to average all of these quizzes, whatever your grades are on all of them, divide by 6, and put that overall grade in Canvas as your quiz grade. For whatever reason, MindTap just chunks them up into little steps like this. Don't know why. And then you have review activities this week, and then you have your exam, and it goes all the way through the end. Then it's structured in that same way. Okay, so that's kind of our course in a nutshell, guys. If you have any questions after viewing this video, feel free to drop me an email again, mtharrison@milligan.edu, and I'm happy to help with whatever you guys need. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful fall semester, and it's almost pumpkin season, guys. I can't wait. Have a great day. Take care.